That's all.
Mr. Waki.
हम मिस्टर भाई को
Mr. Waki.
Please.
बोलिए ना।
Okay.
अरे भाई को बोलो भैया।
You have made your point. That's all.
You start your speech, then I will make my speech.
Mr. Chairman, sir, thank you very much for the opportunity given to me. The nuclear test conducted by Pakistan at Tagai region, the province of Balochistan, at 15:46 hours yesterday, and the subsequent action and attitude of the Pakistan government, particularly the aggressive speech, statement of the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Nawaz Sharif, vindicated and justified the nuclear tests India conducted at Pokhran on 11th and 13th May. Mr. Chairman, sir, yesterday at odd hours by 2:10 a.m., our High Commissioner in Islamabad, Mr. Satish Chandra, was woken up and called to the Foreign Office, and he was told that India had a plan to attack the nuclear installations. Our High Commissioner correctly dismissed as absurd and malicious. Our Honorable President of India also expressed the same opinion, calling it absurd and malicious. Sir, the tests were conducted and the President of Pakistan, Mr. Rafiq Tara, declared a state of emergency under the pretext of a threat of external aggression to the security of Pakistan. Sir, things take a very fast move. And the Pakistan officials, army officials and foreign ministry spokesmen, they informed that the long-range Gauri missile is already being capped with the nuclear warheads to give a befitting reply to the enemy's adventure by the enemy. So the Gauri missile being capped with nuclear warheads. Sir, when you take into account all these things together, one thing is very clear, that they could not have manufactured a bomb overnight. For years they have been at this. Mr. Nawaz Sharif himself had stated that from the year 1974, they were at it. Sir, I would like to draw the attention of this august House, the honorable members of this House, to the statement of Mr. Abdul Qadir Khan, Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan, who is called the father of the Islamic bomb. He gave an interview on 1st March 1987 to a foreign journalist who happens to be an Indian. In that interview, which was published in Indian Express at that time, and I do remember debate took place in both the houses of the parliament over that. And in that statement he made that America knows it. What the CIA is saying about our possession of bomb is correct. So for years they have been manufacturing, they have been at this. So they were planning to have nuclear bombs. All the preparations they were taking. And yesterday, after the tests were conducted, the Prime Minister of Pakistan had all praise for China. He said, time-tested friend of Pakistan is China. And he also stated they are proud of China. It seems they have communicated to China prior to the conducting of the tests. Sir, even after all these things, after his inflammatory, aggressive speech of the Prime Minister rousing patience, and he offers for talks. Sir, India has been all along trying to negotiate, prepare for talks. But one thing we should not forget, that the Pakistan government is prepared for talks on one condition, that the Kashmir question should be settled first. Then only other things. They are not prepared even for any talks about the sponsored terrorism through ISI in our country, their diabolical attempts to destabilize our country. Are we prepared to hand over Kashmir in a platter? Sir, yesterday, our Honorable Home Minister, when he was referring about the report of the task force on terrorism and unconventional warfare of the US Congress, the report prepared by Yusuf Bodansky is editor of Jane's Defense Weekly, and he has produced many books also. In that, I don't want to repeat what our Advaniji stated, but I would like to quote from this document, which is very relevant at this point of time. I quote, "This clearly indicates that the Pakistan government has bravely displayed its nuclear capability. Pakistan is really in a position to strike a heavy blow against India through its nuclear capability. The strategic logic of using the nuclear factor to offset any deficiencies in conventional military power has been the cornerstone of Pakistan's nuclear strategy." Sir, again the question of Kashmir comes here. Qazi Hussain Ahmed, the chief senator, and he urged the Pakistan government to declare jihad on India to get back Kashmir. Let us wage jihad for Kashmir. A nuclear-armed Pakistan would deter India from a wider conflict. Sir, now we know their agenda, the Pakistan's agenda. When they declare to wage jihad, that was supported by all sections in the parliament, in the debate in Pakistan. Sir, today, all the political parties in Pakistan are supporting the line taken by Nawaz Sharif government on this. They are united in that, the parliament. But we are not united. I don't want to find fault with our honorable members. Even Mr. Chidambaram pointed out this, we are divided. But sir, of course, the parliament may be divided, political parties may be divided, but here in India, the people are not divided over the issue. They are with the government. That is the fact. We cannot bury the fact. Sir, the people of the country, throughout the length and breadth of the India, great country, are overwhelmed with a sense of pride. They are overwhelmed with a sense of joy, with a sense of confidence, with a sense of pride. That is the fact that has not been reflected in the parliament. Sir, at this hour, we have to stand as one. We have to express our view. Sir, I will fail in my duty if I do not pay tributes, express my warmest congratulations from the core of my heart, greetings and applause for our scientists and engineers, and who have, sir, just now we have started. You are ringing the bell.
20 मिनट हो गए.
Just now you started. Sir, this is the bell. Sir, the scientists, for their spectacular achievement, they deserve all honor. Sir, this is the finest hour in this country. This is not the hour of concern. The history of our country. Yes, because history is going to give the glowing tributes to Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee for his decision, for his correct decision, for his courageous decision, for his foresighted decision, for his commendable decision, to give the green signal to our scientists. Sir, our scientists have used our own indigenous technology for our test, for this nuclear test. I would quote Mr. Dr. Chidambaram in his interview to Frontline on June 5th. He says, what we have done now is a test, a whole series of explosive devices. One can say almost all possible types, which includes a fission device of advanced design, a thermonuclear device. I don't think Pakistan has done this device.
Now please
And-
conclude. Please conclude.
Sir, I have to speak, sir. From this side, I have been fielded. From government side. I have
Many
to take,
members are.
sir, I have to meet many of the questions, sir. I have to meet many of the questions, sir. Many of the questions raised from that side.
So many members have to participate.
Sir, I have to meet many of the questions raised from that side.
देखिए जितना भी आपने टाइम दिए हैं आधे घंटे से लेकर के 50 मिनट के बीच में टाइम सबको दिया है आप.
लेकिन आज ही इसको समाप्त करना है ना.
हाँ तो समाप्त करना है तो इनको करने भी इसके बाद फिर कम थोड़ा सा 10 मिनट.
Sir, these devices are indigenous devices. Our technology is indigenous technology. But sir, the political analyst, the former director of CIA yesterday stated that Pakistan devices are of Chinese technology. Sir, our honorable members from that side, when they, in their speeches they said, there is no threat to India from China. Particularly our honorable Mr. Chidambaram, there is no threat from China, and the government has made Mr. George Fernandez, the defense minister, as a pawn to invent a threat. Sir, in that case, I would like to draw the... Sir, he referred about the standing committee reports of defense. In 95-96, the 5th report, 7th report, and the 8th report. In that report, in the 5th report, I quote, China is likely to remain the primary security challenge to India in the medium and long terms. The enhancement of missile capabilities and immense help to Pakistan in the missile program are serious security concerns to India. All the three reports, our Honorable Mr. Indrajit Gupta was the chairman of the committee of the fifth report. So all these reports indicate that there is a threat, primary challenge, security challenge from China. Sir, and our Mr. Natwar Singh said, here about the 1962 conflict. Of all these 2000 years, there was only one conflict, and there is no in-depth study analysis has been done why it happened. Our Honorable Mr. Chidambaram also stated that under what circumstances the war broke out, still surrounded in mystery, in controversy. Sir, we should not forget the fact that Pandit Nehru, an apostle of peace, he was for peace with China. He advocated the slogan of Panchsheel at Pondu. And we were not for militarization. We were not for weaponization. And all our resources were meant for developing industry, agriculture to bring prosperity for India. But what happened in the 1962? When they crossed our borders, when the cannons roared, Nehru's world crumbled. He was the most disappointed man. All his dreams shattered. On this house, on the very house, on the floor of this house in the year 1962 on November 8th, in his speech, he said, China has betrayed us. And we were not at all prepared for that. Sir, had we prepared at that time, my point, China would not have crossed our borders. Likewise, sir. So, manufacturing a bomb, or that nuclear weapons, possession of nuclear weapons, not meant for any aggression, not meant for any striking, but, sir, it will be used as a deterrent. Sir, all these years, you take the wars, what happened, all the wars happened in the world after 1945, after the dropping of the bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. No two nuclear powers fought each other. Non-nuclear powers are one nuclear power against a non-nuclear power. So it will be a deterrent. So one country, a neighboring country, we have got the bitter experience in 1962. We are for better relations with China, even today. But at the same time, we should not forget that unless we prove our might, unless we prove our strength from a position of strength, peace is not possible. Sir, you take the case. Even Mr. Ashoka, he was the apostle of peace. Only after the Kalinga war, there was no rebellion in the country. Nobody dared to touch the country. He proved the might in the Kalinga war. Likewise, sir, unless we prepare ourselves, that will be a deterrent. One country, a neighboring country, an overt nuclear power state. The other country, a covert nuclear power state. That was the communication given to Mr. Bill Clinton by the government of India. There is nothing wrong in it. That is the fact. We have to accept the fact. We can't follow a hostage policy. So when they are very strong and their intentions are malicious, we have to be strong and we have to prove our might. We are for peace. We are for global peace. It is we who took up the initiative in the year 1954 for total disarmament. Again in 1965 to ban the nuclear weapons. 1988. So we have taken the steps, not Pakistan. We have taken the steps for total disarmament. So let us take up the initiative. We are ratified this biological weapons convention, chemical weapons convention. Sir, we are for that, sir. At the same time, unless we are powerful with our army, sir, I could quote a Quran of Thiruvalluvar about the kingdom, about the country. Padai, Kudi, Kool, Amaichi, Natpu, Aran, Arum, Udayan, Arasarul, Yeru. That means Padai, Kudi, Kool, Amaichi, Natpu, Aran, Arum, Udayan, Arasarul, Yeru. He describes about the kingdom of the country. Army, wealth, people, council of ministers, friends, fort. All these things, if your country possesses, if your king possesses, he is the lion among the kings. So first request is army. So you have to prove your strength. Unless you are strong, you can't bring peace. Sir, it is a deterrent. And people are talking about Vietnam. Yes, of course. For 12 years, Vietnam fought. But they have got the umbrella of China and Russia. Had they got a bomb, even United States would not dare to even fight for 20 seconds. So this is the problem. Therefore, sir, we have to equip ourselves with this potential weapon. This is not meant for any aggression. When the fact is that the nuclear threat is there, our neighbor is already equipped with nuclear weapons. Have you forgotten that? Then they have supplied all the technology to Pakistan. So the Gauri missile was launched on April 6th. That was the warning signal. And they are again going for Ghazni missiles. How they named the missiles Gauri, Ghazni. And they already had the bombs. They were in possession of bombs. Thus now they have tested it. Sir, now we have proved to the world that we are also a nuclear power, nuclear weapon state. So that doesn't mean we are going for an arms race. And people are tempted to say we have started an arms race. We should not echo what is stated in Islamabad. We should not reflect what is stated in Pakistan. We have not started it. Already they are possessing the weapons. So we are safeguarding ourselves against any eventuality. So now our position is very clear. Therefore, sir, we have clearly stated in our statement, in the paper given by the government, we have stated, we have already, at the non-ministerial meeting held at Cartagena, which has reiterated their call on the conference on disarmament to establish as the
the smallest parties do not get time. At the end of the, sir, at the end of the discussion, the smallest parties do not get time. No, he is much bigger than me. No, Mr. Govardhanaswamy's party is much bigger than mine. Sir, one point of order, sir.
Please sit down.
Sir.
What is your point of order?
The smallest parties do not get time at the end of the discussion to ventilate their points because they are also parties. And I am very grateful that Vaiko's party is given about half an hour. I am very grateful for that. But my point is that when he is given half an hour, my party, which is 1/3 of his party, may be given 1/3 of that time. Because I do not get time at the fag end. I spoke last time for 2 minutes in a very hectic
No,
manner.
please sit down. This is not point of order. This is discussion of the chair.
Sir.
Please continue.
So that may be given, sir.
sir.
No, I am not opposed to giving more time. I
सजेशन
am not
उनका ठीक
opposed to
है,
giving more time.
सजेशन उनका नोट कर लिया गया, वो रिकॉर्ड में है।
But
Sir, India-
proportionate
Sir.
time may be given to other parties.
Mr. Chairman, sir, India was one of the countries that appealed to the International Court of Justice on the issue that there exists an obligation to pursue in good fight and bring to a conclusion negotiation leading to nuclear disarmament in all its aspects under strict and effective international control.
Now you
Sir,
please conclude.
and only 2 minutes I will take, sir. Only 2 minutes. Sir, the countries, the so-called 5 nuclear powers, they are not prepared to destroy the stockpile of nuclear arms. That is the point. All the stockpiles to be destroyed under supervision of international supervision. For that, let us take the initiative in the United Nations. We have got all the moral right. With position of strength, let all the nuclear bombs be destroyed, all the arsenal be destroyed. For that, let us take the initiative. At the same time, taking into the scenario, the threat scenario or the challenge scenario for our security from our neighbors, we have to equip ourselves with the strength and might. Sir, at this hour, let us all stand together. I would like to appeal to our members, our honorable members, to the leaders of the political parties, to come out of political barriers, to come out of parochial considerations, to support the government. Sir, in the year 1974, I did go through all the debates in both the houses of the parliament. There was no dissenting voice. There was not even a sarcastic word against Madam Gandhi. All they gave support to Madam Gandhi. Sir, in the year 1971, when there was a controversy about the Bangladesh war, when the countries from abroad, when the foreign countries were labeling as intervening in the internal affairs of Pakistan, sir, it is Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee who greeted Madam Gandhi as the Durga of India. Of course, they were fighting political battle at that time. Sir, this is the approach we have been in the year 1974.
Now
Sir,
please
I
conclude.
would like to ask.
आधे घंटे ज्यादा आपको हो गया.
Sir, only I would like to ask whether you tried in 1983, Mr. Venkataraman, the former defense minister, the president of India, has written a letter. It is public knowledge. They were for a test, and they were pressurized not to undertake. Sir, is it a fact the government of India, when Mr. Narasimha Rao was the prime minister of this country, they tried a test again due to the interference from America because the spy satellite detected something going on Pokhran descent, and therefore they developed a cold feet and backed off. Is it a fact? So far there was no denial from their side. Sir, then why did you try in 1983 again in 1995? For what reasons? For what reasons you have kept the nuclear options open? Sir, the scientists, they say, they have collected the data. The knowledge of the first generation of the scientists should go to the next generation. For that purpose, Mr. Vajpayee has given the clearance. That was the point, sir.
Now-
they have collected
now,
data.
please conclude.
And our
आपका time खत्म हो गया.
the technology, indigenous technology.
जितना
they have
समय आपको
developed.
allot था, उससे
Sir,
ज़्यादा होगा.
sir,
Please conclude.
they
Sit down.
deserve all honor. At
Shri-
this juncture, again,
Shri
I would
P.A.
like to
Sangama.
appeal to all the members
Please sit down.
here and all the political parties and to support the government and to stand as one with one voice to express their solidarity and support. I commend the decision taken by Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. I conclude. Thank you, sir.
श्री P.A. संगमा.